would like to tell you a story today. A story about learning to accept yourself, to come to terms with the quirkiness and the weirdness. Has anybody ever felt that there's a part of yourself that you just can't accept? Yeah, I didn't think I was alone, but there was a while there when I was much younger where I didn't know that I wasn't alone. I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back 22 years to when I was 7 years old. I'm born and raised in the United States of America. Has anyone ever been there? Yeah, it's a fun place. Everything's much louder and bigger and greater than life. And that's how I was raised for the first 7 years. You know, I was supposed to be loud and accept and, play football and soccer and dance and sing and do whatever I wanted to do. And then my mom comes to me. I'm 6.5 years old, and she says, "Jessica, we are moving to Norway." And I'm like, "What? Okay, cool, awesome." And then I have no idea why, but for some odd reason, someone shows me on the map. I'm probably sure that's why. But I was certain that there were polar bears all over Norway. So I'm telling my classmates the last day of school, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to miss you. It's going to be so sad without you here." And I'm like, "It's fine, I'm going to Norway. There are ice bears." Very disappointed when I came and found out there were no polar bears in Stavanger. But there was a sea. There was an ocean. I had never seen the ocean before because I'm from South Dakota. And in South Dakota, you don't see anything else but yellow farms and Indians. And there were these green, beautiful trees. I just remember I could smell the color of this nature that I had never experienced before. But then there was a different side to this new society that I was integrated in. They were quiet. They were calm. They were steady. And that's not at all what I was used to because I was loud. I was always in the corner because I was always rowdy. And so at 7 years old, it was hard for me to accept the fact that, okay, but who am I now? If I'm not allowed to be who I was then, or at least that's what I felt like. I felt I wasn't allowed. Then who am I? So this internal conflict with who and what can I be started at a very early age. And this led up to a youth, well, put it simple, full of diagnoses. Depression. Here's a pill, take that, it's going to make you feel better. Oh, it didn't? Shit. Oh, it's anxiety. Oh, here's another pill, there you go. Oh, there's a couple of side effects. Oh, well, there's a pill for that side effect too. No problem. This went on for 10 years. 10 years of my life. And I got sick and freaking tired of it. I was so tired of them feeding me things off of their hat. I mean, I was like, okay, so I go to my doctor and I say, I want a full specter analysis. I want to do all those stupid tests to find out what exactly is my diagnosis, because they had already stamped me with having a diagnosis. So he said, okay, sure, we can do that. We will do that. And he sends me to my psychiatrist. And I know that a lot of people don't have a good relationship to their psychiatrist. Mine was great. He spoke my language. He was understanding of because what I told him was I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And he got that. And so we start with all these tests, and I'm going to write my name on the top of the first test, and I say to him, you know what? There's only one thing in life I really want now, or I really don't want. And that's I do not want, there's one diagnosis I do not want. And it's 4 simple letters. ADHD. 2 weeks later, verdict is in, ADHD, ladies and gentlemen. I started bawling. And it was such a grief process because, again, I'm here. Who am I? What am I? And what am I allowed to be? But I decided very quickly that I was not going to let this defeat me, and I was definitely not going to let it define me. Because I was sick of being defined by all of these diagnoses and letters. I was introduced to a mindfulness course, and I had heard a little bit of mindfulness before. And it was an 8-week course, and the very first day, in the first 15 minutes, the instructor says, you know, your feelings and your thoughts, your emotions, they are like clouds on the sky. You can just look at them, and some days there's going to be lots of clouds, and other days there's going to be a blue sky and sun, and other days there's going to be thunder and lightning. And that's when I decided to become a mindfulness instructor. That's the moment I understood I have a mission, that everybody needs to know this simple but not easy step back and observing can just save your life. It can help you accept who you are. Thank you.
Do you know who you remind me of?
No.
Marie Forleo.
That's a compliment.
I know, and it's because it really did. That's my first association. You used your whole range from very, very visual, and you touched us with very deep emotion, and you used the whole range there beautifully throughout the whole story. It was engaging. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good. It was like being at a seminar. So I kind of forgot a little bit, but the way you built contrast was really good. You know, the way you explained Norway for the first time, and coming from where you came from, you went on and on and on and built that contrast up really nicely. And the story, what was that? Yeah, one thing. Not only did you build your story with the words, well, you painted pictures with your words, but also with the speed of the words, and you went from fast to slow, and you paused, and that combined with the pictures of the words and the movements made it come alive. So thank you. It was really good.
Thank you.
I don't know what you think you're doing speaking in public like this. You definitely have ADHD, acting dynamo, heroin diva. That was so much fun. It really was. And there's a funny thing about acting and performing on stage. And you've seen many times I've asked you guys to go further than comfort or further than what you like, costume jewelry and costume acting. Have you noticed that some of the English, like the proper theater English actors do unbelievably well in big movies? Have you seen that? Like, I'm thinking of what's his face, Picard, who did all the Star Trek for all those years, and there's many of the others. The guy who played Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins. I mean, these guys are all like traditional theatrical play guys, right? And when you're on stage in a play, everything must be extremely amazing, and it has to be very acted out. And so, what wasn't here this time is any of that. And what's gorgeous is that what makes those guys really great in the movies is that they learn that comfort zone way out there, so that now when this huge camera is focused in on them, they have complete control over it. And so one of the transitions I've seen you take over the last couple of days is to start off not comfortable expressing this stuff, to get comfortable, to then going outside of comfort, to being theatrical about the way you do it, to now having done all that, dropped into this very natural, beautiful delivery. You know, and I watched you practicing. It's really interesting. If you're going to, Michael, if you're going to take a chance and wear a pair of shoes like that on stage, I don't suggest you do that, by the way, but if you were, one of the things you might want to do is walk around a fair bit, practice stepping in and off the stage, right? She was doing that. She was practicing. That's great forethought about what's to come. And that's one of the key things in this whole game is just having forethought, planning, practicing, and getting it done. You're doing a really, really great job. That was so, so much fun. You're a natural. Thank you.